Where to?
Brother Grunfeld seems particularly uneasy this evening. Yes, LaCroix has begun to move more openly. Brother Grunfeld grows impatient. Ah, yes, LaCroix. As always, Brother Grunfeld focuses only on his old nemesis. Let us hope his fanaticism is
because I'm counting on the Lord in the right down the road and on the street. Because the words are coming to the senior. And he comes to sing on the rest of the
One of us should take some food down to the prisoner.
Johansson? He is no better than they. If not for his meddlesome diggings, the artifact would never have come here.
Yes, it is complicated matters. An interesting turn of events. Do you think it holds something?
I cannot. If it does, then with God's help, we will send it screaming back to hell.
Brother Kliegler says it may be him, the son of Adam, the brother killer.
If this be the end of days, then may the Lord give us strength to see them through.
So, shall we take some food down to Johansson?
Here, take mine. I am no longer hungry.
Hey, where you going? Who's there? What? Hey? I heard something. What? Hey? What? Hey, hey, what was that? Who's there? Hey, hey, what was that?
Hey, where they?
Who's there? Who's there?
Hey, hey, you, stop!
investigate it?
No.
Freeze!
No more. No more.
They've ruined my face. The fire, I can still feel it in my wounds. They'll kill me. They'll come back with their brands and it will burn. I wouldn't talk, so they burned me. Again. And again and again. Their eyes, they enjoyed it. I once drank from the most desirable women in the world. Right now, this bag looks better than it. They always come back.
Are the stories true? About him, I mean.
Brother Grunfeld?
Yes,
What stories have you heard, young brother?
there are many. Some say he saw his own mother eaten alive by a coven of witches, and others that he once killed an elder vampire with his bare hands. There are even whispers that he is the resurrected Saint Leopold, come to lead his armies into the final battle against the armies of darkness.
Not all stories you hear are true. Brother Grunfeld is a good soldier just as you will become if you have faith in him.
I knew Johansen would lure the servant to Satan, but I set this type for the archfiend himself. Where is Lacroix? He is under divine protection. If you want him, come take him if you can. I told you everything. There's no reason for you to keep me here. Let me go! I am an archaeologist. You can't hold me here like this. I am a hostage. I do not need protection. Bring me back to my hotel at once. Yeah, okay. Anything, just get me out of these caverns and away from these crazies. I think I'm starting to get pneumonia. The sarcophagus? You went through all that trouble for the sarcophagus? Yeah, I'll tell you. But don't you think it would be better to get out of here before those men come back? I guess if you can get all the way here, you deserve the answers. But can I make one request first? After I answer your questions, you help me escape. All right, where should I begin? Let's start with the history of the Ankaran sarcophagus. That is a long and interesting legend, lost and found throughout the ages. Tell me, are you familiar with the Assyrians? Well, the Assyrians lived in Mesopotamia, a region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Most of this territory is now modern-day Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Syria. They were warmongers, conquerors, a people driven to expand by their kings. Even before the Romans, they migrated their conquered people to the territories to stem revolt, but I'm afraid I'm getting off the subject. Well, the markings on the sarcophagus seem to hint that it is from sometime between 1050 and 800 BC, which was a period of fierce expansion by the Assyrians. Oddly, for those years, only one king shows up on the historical record. While most likely he wiped all evidence of his predecessor's existence or passed the name to his heirs, one monarch, Mesarach, the one-eyed king, is given credit for the territory and achievements of this time. But he would have had to have been over 250 years old, like Dracula or something. I find it hard to believe a sarcophagus with a person as important as Mesarach could remain in, pristine or intact condition for so many years, but this is who is believed to be contained within. Maybe you have not heard. It was stolen from the museum before we had a chance to open it. Usually we use equipment to carbon date, X-ray, and take air samples before we pry open the lid. You know, it is interesting that you ask me that. The goddess on the outside of the sarcophagus was Lamastu. In Assyrian myth, Lamastu was an evil demoness who preyed on humans. Many people cite her as the mother of vampire myth, and the engravings on and found around the sarcophagus portray a regal figure drinking the blood of his enemies. Now, this image is found in many cultures, specifically among those of royal lineage, but there is a quite scientific explanation. A disorder known as porphyria. In short, it is caused by a deficiency of the iron in the blood, and in many cultures, for the nobility that could conceivably get away with the cure, the treatment was to drink human blood. Perhaps drinking the blood of your enemies is, if nothing else, symbolic. It can inspire fear in your foes and dissidents. Don't misunderstand me. I in no way believe it was a vampire. Vampires, that's what caused this whole mess. These maniacs believe they exist. That is, you see, in archaeology, one can spend years looking for a dig site, following local rumors, studying old maps. It's a complicated process, very boring. Finding and organizing a dig is the least interesting part of an archaeologist's job. Trust me, you don't want to hear about it. I don't know what would make you believe that. I have been very forthcoming with you so far. I think that maybe you are not as familiar with the process as me. Okay, I tell you, yeah, I was not even aware of the sarcophagus' existence until I received a package with no reply address in the mail. Inside was the information on how to find it and the key. Please keep it a secret, or I could be ruined. Not much, really. I'm an archaeologist, not a mythologist. But I do know that Lamastu, the Assyrian demoness, was thought to have been the inspiration for Lilith, the first wife of Adam in the Jewish Old Testament, another source of the vampire myth. That I can't be sure of, nor can anyone. But I promise you it is more likely to be filled with, gummy bears than vampires. Perhaps maybe a mummy, but not likely the kind to go about chasing Abbott and Costello. Ah, quite interesting. There is a surprisingly complex mechanical lock on the face of the sarcophagus. By sheer luck, we were able to find the key not far from the sarcophagus. Why no one ever found it and robbed it? It's perplexing. How strange, you would ask. I haven't seen the key since it was loaded onto the Elizabeth Dane in Turkey. It was stolen before the sarcophagus even. I am still hopeful that the police find both pieces before the contents can be disturbed. No, it's not the kind of key you can copy at the hardware store. It's actually very sophisticated, and I meant to study it at the museum. I've answered all your questions. Do you think now you could please get me out of here? I don't care who you are or why you've had so many questions about the sarcophagus. I just want to leave this place. Thank you, my friend. I don't know where you came from, but I will never forget this kindness.
Your time of judgment is here.
What?
Hey, I'm gonna Okay.
Crab nibble, listen to that crab nibble.
Hello, neonate. Of course. What is it?
With whom do they think they're dealing? Attack me in my own building! They're desperate. They've shown their weakness. A last-ditch attempt to steal the prize. The Sabbat, a pack of shovelheads with cheap pistols, was all they could muster. 2 got a few stories up, but I took care of them. And my sheriff brought the rest their final death in the lobby. Sabbat animals. Why else? The motive of every kindred in the entire city these last few nights. The Ankaran sarcophagus. They've been misled into thinking the sarcophagus holds a sleeping ancient. Their most coveted feasts. Diablerists. The Sabbat's infamy is in no small part due to their practice of diablerie. That is, drinking the blood of other kindred. Especially older ones. Until they are dead. Diablerists gain the power of those they've fed upon. And the Camarilla, this is an act punishable by death. For the moment, we've manipulated the press into reporting tonight's events as a terrorist attack. Their soldiers may be no danger to me, but their threat to the Masquerade is abundant. They must be destroyed. Can you meet this task? A mercenary attitude won't get you far in this organization. But, if that's what it takes in this situation, agreed. The Sabbat have made their haven at the Hallibrook Hotel, right under our noses here in downtown. Kill their leader. The rest will scamper out of the city. This is the last time they ever set foot in Los Angeles. Before you go, Beckett told me you went to the Society of Leopoldo. Did you find out how my sarcophagus is opened? Take your money. Tell me, what have you learned? A key? Where? Do you have it? Not only did you infiltrate the Society of Leopoldo, but you managed to kill their greatest hunter. You certainly are developing a legend for yourself. Superb. A toast to you, and to victory over the Sabbat. And to Bach. May all his progeny meet such fates. The Sabbat must be wiped out before dawn. Then, when you come back, we'll begin the hunt for the key. The folly of leadership is knowing that no matter what you do, I pronounce the blast sentence, and I soak the... The blood hunt on... Now to the matter of the... Stolen! Stolen! Then... I want him... You never completed your... You will find the sarcophagus. Then Hollywood's bear... Find... the Sabbat. Why else? The Sabbat's, for the moment... He has to remain here in case of further... A mercenary... The Sabbat have... Before you go... Take your money. A key? Huh. The Sabbat...
You can always count on the Sabbat to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. They're reckless, but they don't normally try to attract this much attention. This carelessness warrants observation. I hope it doesn't become pandemic. The Sabbat's goal is to stop Gehenna, which is very similar to my own, though they choose to do so through more violent, fanatic, and flamboyant methods. The Camarilla, on the other hand, suspends belief entirely, or so goes the party line. What I am is kindred. How others choose to categorize themselves concerns me only where local customs are concerned. Individualism is a path fraught with obstacles and sometimes angry mobs. But for all its hardships, it is the only one worth taking. What did Johansen have to say? Lamastu? She was a Lilith figure. They represent empowered women and the threat of such women to male-dominated society. Strange she would be engraved on a king's tomb. The lock and key. An invention as ancient as greed. I should have guessed. All we have to do is find a victor in this nonsense. They'll be the one with the key. Assyrian origin. Glad to see I'm not losing my touch. As for Mezerak, I'll have to research that name, see what I can find. It seems to corroborate my own evidence. I'm going to have to study it a little more, maybe dig up some information on Mezerak and the Lamastu myth. I'm certain the key will show up in time. Your information is appreciated. Excellent. Well, if we open it up and the world ends, then yes. If we open it up and the world does not end, then no. I'd wager the latter. It's simple. Someone's misled them into believing there's an antediluvian in this very room. They, and I suspect most kindred in this city, would love to sink their stakes or teeth into its imagined occupant, if indeed rocketing it to the moon was out of the question.
Oh yeah.
I recognize the smell of your blood, young Knight. Very potent. Greater than our last meeting. I could smell it even over the flood of my fallen brethren. Doesn't that make you wonder? Puppet! The strength of your blood is all that saved you from yourself. Wretched, weak-minded mongrel. The blood is wasted in you. Wasted! Miserable, ignorant gutter spawn. You are blind. The sarcophagus must be destroyed. I will do it myself if I must. And you will be purified. It is the blood that he is speaking through. The blood of all the pawns. It all must be purified.
Be at peace, kindred. You stand amongst friends now. Indeed, the Chang brothers, my greatest agents, undone by the young soldier of LaCroix, it was obvious your path was greater than I or he had anticipated. We did have an arrangement, LaCroix and I. A mutually beneficial pact to drive the lesser factions from the city. Again, kindred, I could not have guessed the significance of your path. My arrangement with your prince was too sensitive to reveal. LaCroix's zeal in recovering the Ankaran sarcophagus has been to the exclusion of many relationships, mine included. And I, like yourself, have been used by him in his desperate quest for power. LaCroix feared Alistair Grout, the Malkavian primogen, for the cursed insight of his bloodline was strong and brought him uncomfortably close to the truth about LaCroix's ambitions. LaCroix saw an opportunity to rid himself of two problems: a hardened rebel leader and a problematic primogen in one fell stroke. And as you can see, I was integral to his plan. LaCroix convinced me that an alliance with the Camarilla could strengthen the position of the Kuei-jin. And so with my help, your prince framed Nines Rodriguez for the murder of Alistair Grout. Yes, you were made to be the witness, for your political naivete put your word beyond reproach. No one would believe you devised such a story. LaCroix used you and once again turned a problem to his advantage. Our dealings with LaCroix have put his integrity into question. He has become careless. His desire for the sarcophagus seems to have superseded all other concerns, including political discretion. It is obvious to me that he wishes to obtain it only so that he might use its power against those who would oppose him. If he betrays his own kind in these pursuits, can I trust him to honor our allegiances? Can you? You need to understand that you are a liability, Kindred. Once LaCroix finds the right moment, you will be disposed of, just as he did with Alistair Grout, Mr. Rodriguez, your sire, and countless others. Hear these words, Kindred. The sarcophagus is sealed against the ages. Only the proper key will break this seal. That key now lies safely in Kuei-jin hands. Your prince's prize cannot be had without it. I hope you recognize my sincerity, Kindred. I would like to see you reach your destination before your path is cut short. I hope when next we meet, it is again as friends.
Chief, you believe what happened the other night? I couldn't come into work on account I bought a tamale from a street vendor and got to scoot something terrible. What a lucky thing, too, because that food poisoning saved my life. You're telling me. But if I had been there, those punks wouldn't have gotten past the front desk. There's two things I can't tolerate, and that's terrorists and tainted tamales. I guess you can go on up. He wasn't expecting you, but it should be all right.
The Sabbat. Another obstacle is removed. From the enemy we resurrect a new order. And this, in no small part, to your service. Did you hear that? You were never able to wipe them out completely. Keep it up, and you may have his job. Continue on the course you're on now, and you're bound to become a preeminent fixture of my court. Here's a token of my gratitude. Serve me well, and we'll conquer this city side by side. You found the key. Where? Who has it? This nonsense again! Look, I told you before, no kindred would ever ally themselves with those demons. This is a subterfuge, a trick to start a civil war. And apparently, it's worked. As of this moment, there is no blood hunt against Nines Rodriguez. The Kuei Jin have revealed their plot. They want us to war against each other? Well, to that I propose an alliance with the Anarchs. Together, we kindred shall drive out these foreigners once and for all. The Camarilla are no threat to their lives, barely even to their way of life. The Kuei Jin would eradicate us all, but they have not the numbers to do so, which is why a civil war would be convenient for them. Go to the last round immediately. Tell them the Kuei Jin have admitted to killing Grout, and that the blood hunt against Nines Rodriguez is officially over. Tell them I have realized the true threat the Kuei Jin pose, and wish to negotiate a pact. You will be my emissary for the Alliance, so naturally you speak on behalf of the Camarilla. Choose your words carefully. I will begin organizing plans for war. Good luck. The prosperity of all this city's kindred depends on your success tonight.
My man.
Yo, man, got a Galapagos turtle. This week only. Yo. Koala ears, lazy eye hammocks, and dwarf saddles right here, only here. Yo, I got dinosaur eggs. We don't know what kind. Buy 'em and hatch 'em. Hey, don't walk on by. I look like Dionne Warwick. Yo. Koala ears, lazy eye hammocks, and dwarf saddles right here, only here. David Duchovny sick, signed, sealed, and certified. Check it out, step right up. Yo, man, got a Galapagos turtle, this week only. David Duchovny sick, signed, sealed, and certified.
There you are.
Money, right? Been a while. Your money's been by.
Wait! About the sarcophagus? Don't open it. Whatever you do, do not open the Ankaran sarcophagus. Well, despite what I said, if that sarcophagus is opened, there will be disaster. In what form, I cannot be sure. But after studying the evidence, I'm convinced now that it is better left undisturbed, and anyone who'd pursue any other course is deserving of the consequences. There's an intangible sensation I haven't been able to put my finger on since I came to town. I still don't know where it seeps from. But if the sarcophagus is a possibility, to eliminate that chance, it should remain closed. I never said the danger came from an antediluvian, did I? It's merely a possibility, a fraction of a percentage chance. My instincts tell me something is wrong here, and that sarcophagus seems to be the nexus. I'm distancing myself from it. You do as you see fit. I thought you deserved a chance. There's a good possibility we may not meet again. Goodbye, young one.
Fuck, you got a lot of nerve showing up here, Lick. You think of Nines. Said he killed a goddamn primogen. I'm willing to believe you are a patsy in all this, but I'll be watching you, kid. Don't expect to see him until this bullshit is resolved.
You are so lucky this is Elysium, Cammy. LaCroix, an alliance with us? Huh. Has he... You're fucking with me, right? Do I look like a goddamn source of amusement for you? We told him Nines didn't do it! That son of a... And that Quajian's bitch! If I ever get my hands on her, I'll tie her eyelashes to her ass hairs and bowl her ass into a car compactor. Demon... Oh, poor! Okay, alright. I'm fine. Nines, yeah. I can't believe it's come to this. Oh, I hate those goddamn devils even more than I hate that fascist dandy prince. Goddamn Joe. Nines told me to watch this place. I'd be over here right now making skank sushi. Nines is... oh, I still don't know if I should be telling anyone, but... Nines is hiding out in Griffith Park. If Nines agrees to the alliance, I guess that means me and the Cam will be on the same side. I think I'll go eat something and vomit.
Need a ride?
Good to see you again, kid. Heard you made quite a name for yourself. No small feat in this city. I hear LaCroix needs us all of a sudden. Well, I'll be damned. Does he now? You know, we just ended a war with them and we lost a lot of people. Too many. Does he expect us to do all the fighting while the Camarilla throws mean looks from the sidelines? Or are they ready to go toe-to-toe with those goddamn devils? I still don't trust LaCroix. But then again, the Camarilla didn't wholesale slaughter us upon arrival. God damn it. I'm stuck between a rock and a son of a bitch. It seems strange. LaCroix wanting to go to war against them all of a sudden. Something's not right. Not what I mean, kid. Smell that? Smells like smoke. We gotta get out of here. Kid, we've been followed. That fire's coming from all directions. It's man-made. We gotta get out of here. This is bad. No, kid, you don't understand. The fire wasn't set to kill us. Come on, we gotta get to the tram. I didn't hide out here because it was a nice view. I did it because no one would come looking for me in these parts. This is werewolf country. Werewolves don't talk to us. Werewolves don't care. They kill on sight. Now let's move. No, we can't. You don't understand what these things are capable of. Guns are useless, and getting close is suicide. The only thing to do is run. Now let's get to the tram. We can't waste any more time. Shit! It's leaving. Come on, kid. We gotta get inside that building until it comes back.